Hi, good afternoon. I'm glad you stopped by. Today we're going to work on a diagonal side easel card. So that's going to be our exploration for today. So I'm Christy Sloan here at My Artful Adventures, where I invite women to relax and enjoy creating. It's like me time and therapy all in one. And you don't need to have any experience because we'll take things one step at a time. And when you say My Artful Adventures, I want you to be referring to you, not me. So we all like to have our own artful adventures. So let's get started with this one today. I hope that you will enjoy it. It's kind of a different card, and I'm going to switch the camera view here and show you. Here's one that I already have done. And so I thought this is interesting and a very different fold. So basically, it looks like this, and then the way that we're going to fold it up, then it will actually stand by itself. And so this one isn't really completed. It doesn't have any kind of a greeting or anything, but you can see all of the space that you have that if somebody were to open it up, that you could put even more right in here. Here's this little card, and this what I used on this is a die cut, and this die is actually from Crafter's Companion, and it cuts out all at once, and it's called Butterfly Love. And so it cuts all of this at once, and they even have it to where you can lift the little wings up. So I love having it like that. It really makes it easy to make a great looking card really quickly. So what we're going to do, I'm going to show you how to put this together. So you want to have, okay, so we'll want to have I'm going to have my background piece, and then I'm going to have a piece to do the decorating with. And my card is going to be basically the main card part. This part is like a 5x7 card. That's backwards. Okay, so a 5x7 inch card. So we need to cut it 7 inches this way. Okay, let's talk about this for a second. The way you can make this whatever size you want to. The key to how much farther that you extend it this way, you need to extend it this way as long as this is. Because you'll see then, this has to fold down and be this length. So that's how you're going to determine how wide you want your card. So because my card is 5 inches, and then I need to add the 7 inches, then I need 12 inches across. So that's kind of an easy way to figure that out. And so I'm going to cut both of my papers like that. So I'm just going to do the 7 inches by 12 inches on each of them. So that makes it really easy when you've got a 12 by 12 sheet of paper. So we'll just come over here to the 7 inches and slice it off. And this paper, this is just paper that I had on hand. I don't really even know what brand either one of them are. I just kind of found them and thought they would make kind of a nice look together. And you'll see when we do the butterflies, it's going to have kind of a nice springy look. Okay, so here's our base. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a little mark at 7 inches. Just a little bitty mark. Okay, now then, whoops, whatever I did, that's like 2 separate spots. Maybe I should put my glasses on, you guys. Holy cow. In fact, I'm surprised I don't have my glasses on. Okay, so now what we're going to do is then we're going to go down, and at 4 inches, I'm just going to pick it up here so I know where this is. And then go, so I'm just going to go up here, and I'm going to get up to 4, but I don't want to go all the way up to 4 because I don't know exactly where that's going to be there, coming that direction. So then if I go down to here, then I can better see how much farther I need to go, and I can just flip it back around and then continue. Okay, so I'm just going to score. Oops, you can't score across the lines. That would be bad. Thanks, Hannah. This is actually a scoreboard from Stampin' Up. I like it. I really like it a lot. I've had it for a long time. Okay, so now at our 7-inch mark, this is what we're going to do. We're going to turn this at the 7, and you want to kind of position your paper here so you can find your little mark. And then down here, we have to run it clear across through here. So, actually, I'm going to run this down here because then I'm on that 7-inch mark. And then I can find my corner and then line up this mark in that 7-inch groove. So this is about the trickiest part, because what you want to do then is score through this 4-inch square. You see how that's, it looks like that is coming pretty good, and you can see, I'm glad. Let me see if I can get that in a little bit closer. Oh, there you go. See how that's come all the way through? So you're going to score from that 7-inch mark all the way down. So don't score here. There's no reason to score right there because we're not folding that anywhere. So now then, and I just like to score on the other way too because of the way that we have to, this line right here, the way we have to pinch this and make this square. And I'm not doing very good for scoring. There we go. Just take it nice and easy, slow. You don't have to be in a hurry. So you just want to do these, because what scoring is actually doing is stretching the fibers in your paper. And so when you've got kind of a fold like we're getting ready to do, it's nice to have it, you know, whichever way you're folding it. Let me put this over here. Okay, now that one, let's see, so we're going to fold that way. That'll be fine. Okay, so now I'm just going to get rid of this. Okay, now this is what we're going to do. You want to like pinch this fold here, but you're only going to pinch it that way to that corner. So as you pinch this, you're going to bring it in this way and make sure that you're folding it along here. Pull this corner tight so it's even along here. And then go ahead and press this down, and then you're just going to take this and then fold it down. And that's it. So again, pinch this together inside, bring it over, match it up down here to make sure it's straight and square, and then you know, just fold it down here, and then you're all good to go. And you can score it, or not score it, then just, you know, burnish it so you've got a good tight score. Okay, now then, what I would recommend doing is doing this like on a separate paper as well. And that was what I did, and I made a template. So here's my other one, and I cut it apart. So where you're going to cut it is cut this piece, because this is going to be one part of our paper, and then this one, and oh my goodness, I hope I have my other piece. Where did it go? There it is. This one you can see I used when I made my original one because I was checking my ink color. So then, and I did not put anything up here. You could if you wanted to, but then as you fold this over, then you'll want this. Let's see. I'm going to flip this over, and so everything needs to be backwards. And so this one, actually I'm just going to trim this off. Well, actually I know, oh my gosh, I'm afraid anybody watching this could be confused. I'm trying to make this easy, and I don't know what the deal is today. So basically I need to cut 4 inches off, because that 4 inches is like the square in that corner. So I'm going to cut the 4 inches off. And I'm actually going to cut my 4-inch square. But we all know that if you want to have a little bit of room for, you know, so that it looks like it's matted, and because this folds, it's nice to have a smaller amount in there. So I'm going to trim off just a little bit, about, I need to trim off about 1/4 of an inch on each side. Not each side, 2 sides. Because then it'll be a 3 7/8 inch square. And then we're going to go ahead and cut that from the diagonal corners. Okay, so that's going to give us this section right there. And now this one, all we have to do here is just mark. And you know what? The reason I keep flipping this around is my other page had a direction that I needed. This one, not so much. So, I mean, I can just lay this on here and mark it. But if you mark it on the back, then you're not going to have any, you're not going to see anywhere that you actually marked. So I kind of like doing that. And so this one, I'm going to cut. I'm just going to mark it, and then I'll be able to just slice it in my trimmer. Oh, actually, I should just mark the whole thing. Or then I won't know what the diagonal really was. See, this is why making a template for yourself is a good idea. Okay, so I've got that. Now I'm going to cut that off, and then I'll trim off a little bit more to make it to have what I need off for trimming, for to make it look like it was matted. So I'm going to trim that just about 1/8 of an inch on this one, because this one all you're doing on this one is you only need it off on these 2 sections. So that diagonal and then right here on the short side, and that's it. And then, whoops, let's see, I also have my other. Now this one I wanted to make out of a different paper. So I thought this would coordinate and look nice on the front. And so this one, let's see, and I'm just going to keep referring to this to make sure that, I know which way my diagonal needs to go. So it is that way. So I'm going to flip this around on the other side. And I'm just going to mark that real quick so that I know. That didn't even look like it's straight. And so again, I just want to shave off a little bit here. I'm just going to have to move it a tiny bit. It's kind of hard to see because I don't really have anything. Oh, here. I love this because then I can see under this little light. You can see right where you are. I'm going to shave that off. And then this one I'm going to do about 1/8 of an inch as well. There. Okay, now that should be it for paper trimming, I think. Yep. Turn my little light off there. Okay, so there we have it. So now we're just going to, that's all for that section anyway. We're not done. So now I'm just going to put some adhesive on here, just my tape runner. It's not going to have a real, these sections aren't going to have a real problem. They're not going to have a lot of use. So I'm just going to kind of line them up here a little bit. That one could have had a little bit more, this needs a little more off of it. It needed to have it off on both sides. So it should have had about 1/4 of an inch off, actually. I'm not going to take it off at the bottom. Well, yeah, I am. Oh my gosh, you guys. There we go. This way it'll look like it's matted all the way around. I actually think that I want the green, kind of seemed like the perfect thing because I keep thinking of green stuff for St. Patrick's Day in March. Okay, so we got that on there. And we're going to go ahead and put these on. You just stick those on the corners. Those actually came out right. Sticky. Put this one on. Okay, and now this one, same thing, just gonna go all around the edges. And get it stuck down. Now this one does not have, I want this to go to all the edges on the top and the bottom over here because it's the full 7 inches. Man, I'm in trouble with that. Maybe I'll turn it this way. There. Okay. All right, now we're on to the good stuff. So this butterfly, I cut 2. One of them I cut in white. And the reason I did that was I wanted to just give it a little hint of color. And when you use white, you can make it whatever color you want to. So I wanted this kind of, let's see what this color is. This is called Gold Rush, and it's a close to my heart color. And so I'm just going to real gently, put this on here, just like a little hint of color. I don't need it to be really dark. If I wanted it really dark, I could have, just cut it out of a piece of colored cardstock, which I have the other one, and I'll show you what we're going to do with that in just a second. So I like that it just has like this little hint of color. How do you like that? And I like that it's kind of this little, just a hint of kind of a gold color. It reminds me of monarch butterflies, but not quite so, not so bright. Okay, and now, okay, so this die actually has little wings that will lift up. You can lift it up. And so what I'm going to do is to be able to get around those little areas on the back, I'm going to pull it up from the back, and then I'm going to use this dotty tape, because when you use a little dotted tape pen, then only the little dots stick to where they need to, and you don't have all of that glue that is, just random everywhere on your project. But this is all so dainty and fine, you've got to really kind of be careful. And it's okay if, you don't really have to get the whole thing. I like to try and get most of it though. And then I'm going to go turn it around and pull these little wings up the other way, just gently. Just ever so gently. And I think I can get them, I think I can do the rest after I get it down. So we're just going to line it up on the edges and get it on here. Just be kind of careful. Okay, I think I'm going to have to take something and kind of lift them out. They're not glued down, but I need something. What kind of tool do I have here? I think my pokey tool is over here. Oh, here's one. I do have a pokey tool. Just kind of lift this up. There we go. Now you've got plenty of room to put a greeting or whatever you want to, do. You can either put it inside, you could put it there on the front. I'm not including that showing you because, you can just, you can put whatever you want. Whatever kind of an occasion that you're going to make something like this for. And all you have to do is, and you don't have to have a die that fits like this. You've got this whole 5x7 section to use for whatever kind of, however you want to decorate the inside of the card. The key here is knowing how to do the fold for the base of the card and, make it turn out like this. So that's what I wanted to show you today. So here we go. We've got all of these. And now then, I made this other one. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to snip out a couple of these butterflies and put it on the front panel. So just come along here, and I tell you, you got to be careful with some of these little snippy scissors. They're sharp. They are very sharp. So let's just snip that one out. I think that's the one I'll use on the front. And let's see. If I put one here on the front, I don't know. I think I'll put it down here. So I think what I'll do is I'll make that same, cut out that same size up here in the corner and put it up in that other corner. And then that's going to be it. So we're just about to the end here. So tell me, do you like, let me know if you like making cards that have some of these different folds, or do you just like to stick with the fold it in half and be done? And if you're looking at this on the replay, I always go back and answer. So be sure and leave me any comments in the replay. Okay. So I think on these, all I'm going to do on this one is I'm just going to put some glue in the middle. I'm not even going to do the fancy thing with the wings because you can just stay in the center. Okay, there we have it. There's that one. So you've got, space right here. You could do some, greeting. You can certainly put it in over here. It even leaves you, room in here to write if you want to. So whatever you want to do. But there's basically the way that you do the base and decorate it. And like I said, whatever you want to do for, the card section, whatever you have, it should work. So I hope that you have enjoyed this. And this ran a little bit longer than I thought. It's kind of an involved thing. It's not really that hard, but it does take a little bit of time. So I hope you guys all have a great rest of the day, and I will talk to you soon. So cheers to your artful adventures. Bye-bye.